The Avar Dominion's flagship, Vathakar, hung in orbit above the smoldering remains of humanity's newest colony, Solus Prime. What was once a cradle of silver towers and blue oceans was now a blackened corpse of a world, its atmosphere a haze of molten glass and ionized ash. The Avar called it pacification. To the dying humans on the surface, it was genocide. Admiral Sirvel of the Dominion stood before a wide viewing pane, his 6 eyes glittering with cold amusement as the last human distress signal was snuffed out. He held a goblet of violet flame wine and lifted it in mock salute to the dead planet below. "So ends the reach of the primates," he said. "They stretch their hands too far into our sectors. Let them learn that the stars belong to their betters." A chorus of guttural laughter rippled across the command deck. The Avar crew, sleek, scaled, and cruel, mocked the humans' desperate transmission that had been intercepted just hours before. "This is Governor Linnea Kor of Solus Prime. We are under attack. Civilian casualties are catastrophic. Please, anyone, help us." Her final words had been cut short by orbital bombardment. The Dominion's response was efficient, surgical, and merciless. They destroyed Solus Prime's orbital defenses within 6 minutes. Evacuation ships, unarmed and overloaded, were hunted down as they fled toward the system's fringe. The Dominion's ships toyed with them, crippling their engines before vaporizing them with sustained plasma beams. When the last transmission faded, Admiral Sirvel smirked. "Send word to the Council," he ordered. "Inform them that the human frontier is corrected." The mockery of legends 2 cycles later, the Dominion fleet convened in the high spire of Rethkal, their homeworld, a citadel of obsidian stone and churning black clouds. The victory over humanity's colony became the centerpiece of their galactic address. Broadcasts echoed through the void, transmitted on open frequencies. They wanted humanity to hear. "Earth bleeds," boomed the Dominion Chancellor in his victory speech. "Their colonies fall like sand before the tide. The apes cling to myths of their resilience, but the age of Earth is over." Alien worlds listened. Trade guilds nodded in satisfaction, their profits safe from human expansion. Even neutral species began to whisper that perhaps humanity's time among the stars had truly ended. The Dominion paraded the wreckage of human ships through their capital, hulks of steel dragged by tractor beams, their insignias scarred and burnt. Children threw stones at holographic projections of human soldiers. The message was clear. Earth cannot protect you. Humanity is finished. Their arrogance was absolute. And so, when a coded signal slipped through the galactic channels, barely a whisper of static, none paid it much attention. It was a simple phrase, in an old Earth tongue no translator recognized. "Remember Solus." The silence before the storm weeks passed. Then months. No human response came. The Dominion's admirals began to mock openly. "Their leaders must be hiding in their cradle," one said. "Perhaps their Earth Defense Command is just a story they tell their frightened children." And yet, something began to change in the void. First came the silence. Trade routes near the human frontier went dark. Ships vanished without distress signals. Navigation buoys blinked offline, one by one. Avar patrols sent to investigate simply disappeared. When a scout vessel finally stumbled upon the remains of one of those routes, what they found chilled even their battle-hardened hearts. A Dominion dreadnought, torn open from the inside, its crew flash-frozen in vacuum. No debris field, no life signs. Just one word burned into the hull with a fusion torch. Solus. Admiral Sirvel dismissed it as human theatrics. "Let them play at ghosts," he sneered. "Their screams will end like their colonies did." But deep within the Dominion's intelligence networks, fear began to whisper. Long-range sensors picked up energy readings, massive, organized, deliberate. Not random pirate fleets, not rogue systems. Something vast, moving in coordinated silence, across the dark between stars. No one could see them, no one could trace them. But every Dominion outpost near human territory went dark within a single rotation. The High Spire demanded explanations. None came. When Earth spoke again, it began with the shattering of the communication array on the Dominion frontier world of Koresh 4. The planet's skies erupted into auroras as thousands of orbital satellites fried simultaneously. Every display in every building, every ship, every station suddenly flickered with static. Then a single symbol appeared, blazing white across the void. A blue circle, divided by a horizontal bar. The ancient emblem of Earth. Then, a voice followed. Calm, cold, human. This transmission is directed to the Dominion High Command. You destroyed Solace Prime. You murdered 11 million civilians. You believed Earth would not answer. You were wrong. The voice paused. Then came a sentence that would echo through the galaxy for generations. Legends don't end. They awaken. Moments later, Koresh 4's orbital defense grid exploded from within. No enemy signatures were detected, only flashes of light that struck with surgical precision. Then, from the dark side of the system, came movement. Tens of thousands of ships emerged. Silent, unregistered, invisible until they wanted to be seen. They bore no banners, only the deep black armor of Earth's long-forgotten fleets, their hulls marked with the sigil of the United Terran Navy. At their center loomed a colossus, an ancient dreadnought, a relic from the wars of old, refitted beyond comprehension. Its hull gleamed with dark alloy, its engines pulsed with the light of miniature suns. It was the Eidolon, flagship of the Earth Retribution Command. The return of humanity, the Dominion never stood a chance. The Eidolon led the first strike, followed by the Black Horizon and Leviathan's wake. Every ship in the human fleet moved with the precision of vengeance, honed over silence and centuries. Orbital bombardments that once took hours now lasted seconds. Human railguns cracked continents. Kinetic strikes pierced defense fields that no Dominion engineer believed could be breached. Every fortress whirled, every shipyard that had contributed to the destruction of Solace Prime, erased. Dominion fleets scrambled to respond, deploying hundreds of cruisers and carriers. But human ships were ghosts, appearing from warp shadows, striking, then vanishing. Their weapons tore through shields, as though the laws of physics themselves bent in Earth's favor. For the first time in their history, the Avar Dominion knew fear. Admiral Sirvel watched in horror as his fleet was obliterated above Rethkal's moon. He ordered a retreat, only to realize the warp lanes were blocked, jammed by human interference fields of unimaginable scale. Who are they? One of his bridge officers stammered. Sirvel's eyes trembled. They are the ones we thought we killed. A human voice came over open comms, cutting through every channel. You took Solace from us. We take everything from you. Then the feed cut, replaced by the silent glare of Earth's weapon arrays aligning. Moments later, the Dominion's fleet ceased to exist. The Wrath of Legends. The war that followed lasted only 12 days. Human fleets advanced through Dominion space with unstoppable precision. Each day marked the fall of another world. On the third day, human ground forces descended upon the fortress planet Vethra. Soldiers in black composite armor, faceless, wordless, relentless. They moved like the tide, no mercy, no hesitation. Every Avar stronghold fell before them. On the fifth day, orbital stations across the Dominion reported a phenomenon. Faint transmissions, ancient Earth songs, echoes of old humanity, broadcast across the void as human ships advanced. Melodies of grief, remembrance, and wrath. The galaxy listened in silence as the music of extinction played. By the seventh day, the Dominion capital was surrounded. The sky above Rethkal turned crimson as the Eidolon and its fleet entered low orbit. Human troops landed in synchronized waves, their descent like fire from heaven. Every strike exact, every objective clear. The Dominion Chancellor pleaded for negotiation. He broadcast offers of surrender, of reparations, of peace. Earth never replied. Instead, they released one final transmission across the galactic network. We asked for peace once. You answered with fire. Now we answer in kind. The bombardment began. Planetary crust split under the kinetic fury of orbital railguns. The high spire cracked open like glass. Oceans boiled. Skies burned. The once proud Dominion capital vanished beneath a storm of white light. When the fire ended, Rethkal was gone. The Avar Dominion ceased to exist. Echoes across the stars. Silence followed. The galaxy watched as human fleets withdrew, not to conquer, not to occupy, but to vanish back into the dark between stars. Systems once allied to the Dominion surrendered without a fight. Neutral species sealed their borders. terrified of drawing Earth's gaze. The Galactic Council convened in emergency session. Every delegate spoke in hushed tones. No one dared use humanity's name aloud. They referred to them instead as the Origin World, the birthplace of vengeance. And when a young envoy from the Tethan Republic asked, trembling, "Will they come for us too?" the elder delegate of the Dravkul answered softly, "Only if you make them remember." On the Outer Rim, survivors of the Dominion hid on shattered moons and drifting stations. They whispered of the fleet that had blotted out suns, of weapons that tore through planets, of humans who spoke only once before annihilating their enemies. Some swore they saw the Eidolon even after it departed, haunting the black between systems, its engines pulsing like a heartbeat. Watching, waiting, the weight of vengeance. Back on Earth, silence reigned. The great city,